Hello, my name's Joyce Harper and I'm Professor at the Institute for Women's Health at University College London. And I'm really passionate in making sure that girls and women understand about their fertility and also their fertility decline with age. And I'm co-founder of the UK's Fertility Education Initiative, and we're really making a move from school children through to later ages to make sure that women have this information. So in this video, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how we make sperm, how we make eggs, and how important it is to think about some of these issues before you even try to have children. So sperm are made obviously by the man in their testes, and they're made continuously. And whenever I'm giving public talks, I always ask the question, how many sperm do you think are in the man's ejaculate? And it's very rare that anyone gets it right. But there's millions. There's normally around 50 to 100 million sperm in every ejaculate that a fertile man will do. So there's lots of those sperm around. But if we go now to look at the egg, in women, this is not the same. Every month, the woman will only ovulate one egg. And the actual formation of those eggs starts when the woman is a fetus in her mother's tummy. When we're a fetus, we start to make those eggs, and up to about 20 weeks of development, of our fetal development, we have millions of these eggs. We have 6 to 7 million of these eggs. But when we're born, some of them have already died, and we are normally born with just 1 to 2 million. But things start getting worse progressively from there. So by the time we hit puberty, we've probably only got about 300 to 500,000 eggs left. And every month we ovulate, we do only release one egg, normally, occasionally two, but normally it's just one egg. But with each ovulation, there's about 1,000 of these eggs that die. So when we get to the menopause, which is the average age is around 51, we will actually have no eggs left. So the quantity of a woman's eggs decreases with age. And we found this is really significant after the age of 30 and becomes really important around the age of 37. That's when the egg quantity has really declined. But it's not just the quantity, it's also the quality of those eggs. There's a complicated process that happens when we're actually still a fetus, where the chromosomes of the egg have to slightly change. This also happens in sperm, but it happens only at puberty. And this is because we have to halve the number of chromosomes that we have in an egg and in a sperm, so that when they get together, we will have the normal number of chromosomes that we all have. We actually have 23 pairs of chromosomes, so we'll get one set of 23 from the egg and one set from the sperm. So this process of reducing the number of chromosomes actually starts when we're around 20 weeks in the fetus. So that process has left the eggs in a very fragile state. These chromosomes are really very delicate. And what we found that as women age, these chromosomes can become more confused, and this leads to something that we've called age-related aneuploidy. It certainly can happen at any age, but it really becomes significant again when the woman's around 30, significantly so at around age 35. This age-related aneuploidy has several effects. First, it reduces the chance of you even getting pregnant as you age. Second, it will increase your chance of miscarriage because some of these chromosome arrangements that happen in the egg are totally incompatible with life, so you miscarry. And it also, third, increases your chance of having a child with a chromosome abnormality, such as Down syndrome, which is an extra copy of chromosome 21. So we have huge evidence from both natural conception and from all the global IVF treatments that have happened, where we know the age of a woman's fertility starts to decrease in her 30s, significantly so, around the age of 35 to 37. So it's really important for young women and men to understand that a woman's fertility is going to decline. So if you want to have a guarantee that you're going to have children, you really must not leave this too late. We would really encourage people to start thinking about their family no later than age 30, so that gives them time to hopefully get pregnant straight away and have more than one child. But if they do have any problems, they need to visit the fertility clinic so that they can have checks done and maybe treatment started to try and ensure that they can have the family that they want to have. There are also things that you need to think about before you even start trying for a pregnancy. The first is you've got to be in good health. You've got to think about good nutrition, exercise, sleep, and reduce stress. So it's important to get yourself physically and mentally in a really good place. You have to take some vitamins. So you have to take folic acid, which helps reduce the chance of having a child with spina bifida. And vitamin D has become a big problem in many countries, so it might be advisable to check that your vitamin D levels are okay, and if they're not, to take a supplement. And there are also some vaccinations that you might want to have before you get pregnant. But if you're trying naturally, my advice to every woman is that she needs to start by establishing when she is ovulating. We all have different lengths of menstrual cycles. The average menstrual cycle is about 28 days, and the textbooks will tell you that we ovulate around day 14. But women are very individual, and even with a 28-day cycle, you may not be ovulating at day 14. So there are a number of ways that you can monitor your menstrual cycle to check when you're ovulating. There are a number of fertility apps. There's about 100 fertility apps on the market. Some of them just look at your calendar. They just look at the dates that you're having your menstrual cycle. And these are really not accurate in determining that you're ovulating. There are other apps that ask you to measure something. So they either ask you to measure your temperature, because your morning temperature slightly goes up just before ovulation. And more accurately, you can get some sticks where you just pass some urine on them in the morning, and they measure a particular hormone called luteinizing hormone, or LH, and this has a surge in your body about 40 hours before you will ovulate. So if you do this test and it reads positive, you know you're going to ovulate about 40 hours later. There is also a test on your cervical mucus, because this changes consistency when you're ovulating, but it's a little bit tricky. You need to be shown how to do that really. So if you can establish when you're ovulating and have intercourse, ideally on the day of the LH surge, and then 2 days later, which is the optimal time for sperm, then if you've gone for about a year, if you're under 35 and you haven't got pregnant, then I really would recommend seeing your doctor or a fertility clinic to start having investigations done. But if you're over 35, I really wouldn't leave it too long. And I would say give it no more than 6 months of having intercourse at around the time of ovulation. And if you're not pregnant, I recommend going to see your doctor or the fertility clinic to get things moving and see if you can have treatment. Because I really hope that everyone that wants to have children will be successful in that aim. Thank you.